Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my tricks and tips on getting the most flawless self-tan that you possibly can. And to do this, I'm going to be showing you some game-changing products from Tansy. Today's video is in collaboration with Tansy, and I'm going to be showing you some of their game-changing products, you guys. If you are a serial tanner like I am, you are going to be just as obsessed with these products because honestly, once I tried them, there's no way I could go back. What was I doing before? I don't know. So if you guys are interested in my tricks and tips on getting the most flawless tan possible, keep on watching. Alright, tip number one, you guys, I always recommend before tanning, the night before you want to shave and you want to exfoliate. The reason I say the night before is sometimes if you do it the day of the tan can get kind of caught up in any little nicks, and I don't even mean like if you've cut yourself, I'm talking about just where you may have nicked the skin and it's just a little bit uneven. A night, as little as that may seem, just gives it time for the skin to kind of heal. So you want to buff away any dead skin cells, you want to exfoliate as much as possible, shave, get a good night's sleep, then the next day, it's tan time. Tip number two, the day of tanning, make sure you moisturize any dry areas. I know you've exfoliated and things are looking good, but you also want to make sure that you are moisturizing the dry areas of your skin. That is like knees, elbows, ankles. I also do my entire hand because I feel like when you tan your hands, it can really, things can go south really quick when tanning your hands. So make sure that you moisturize your hands as well. Tip number three, get a mitt, people. Do not use your hands to rub in your tan. I don't care if it's gradual tan, I don't care if it's mousse, whatever you're using, don't use your hands. Please use a mitt. It is very, very important. Tip number four, I would recommend getting a fake tan that you absolutely love. I have tried pretty much every tan under the sun, and my absolute favorite is Loving Tan 2 Hour Express in the shade Dark. So make sure you grab your favorite tan, something that suits your body type, your skin type, and you're good to go. Tip number five, when applying the tan, I like to work in little sections at a time, and I like to use circular motions. Using circular motions is going to reduce the chance of you getting streaks. When applying tan to your hands, make sure you also bend your fingers and your knuckles so that this gives a chance for the tan to make its way into any nooks and crannies, as well as in between your fingers. Then, once you've done that, moisturize your hands again. I know it sounds weird, but your tan is really going to stick to any dry areas, and for some reason it loves to stick to your hands. So please make sure that you are also moisturizing after you have applied your tan to your hands. Now, most people would stop there, they'd hop into bed, you know, you feel like your tanning is done. No, no, no. I have some products which are literally going to blow your mind. So the first product is the Tansy Fairy Dust Self-Tan Drying Powder. What is so fantastic about this powder, it is so multi-use, it does so many amazing things, and you guys are just going to love it, honestly. If you tan as much as I do, it's genius. So the Fairy Dust is a loose powder. It looks a little something like this, and it also comes with a cute little powder puff for application. So the powder puff material is very soft and very gentle on the skin, so it's not going to affect your tan when popping it on your skin. It's not going to pick up any tan either. It's very gentle on the skin. It's not going to leave you any streaks or anything like that. Now, for me, I used to be one of those people that would tan and then I walk around the house like this, like trying to air dry and make sure I don't touch anything. I would make sure I didn't wear anything that I didn't want to get tan on. I would try and like air dry myself underneath like either like a fan or an air conditioner. I used to sit in front of my air conditioner like this and just try and dry, but I don't do that anymore. So now what I do is I go in with my fairy dust powder and I apply this to any areas that feel a little bit sticky or a little bit sweaty. And when I say sweaty, you guys may know what I mean, especially if you tan a lot like me, is you get something called the tan sweats. specifically here in Australia where it gets very, very hot in summer, which happens to be the time where I am tanning the most, I get the tan sweats. And I don't know what it is. Every time I tan, I get the tan sweats, but not anymore, because all I need to do is pop a little bit of this powder into any areas like my armpits, sometimes around like my neck, behind the backs of my knees, any areas that feel sticky or feel like they're going to get sweaty. In between the crack of my arm here, I'll put a little bit of powder and you're good to go. Not only does it dry it, but it's going to stop it from sticking to anything, so you're not going to get patchy bits where it's stuck to your clothing. It helps to stop transfer onto things like maybe your couch or your clothes, depending on what you're wearing. It really helps to stop that transfer. Sometimes even the day after I've tanned, even after a shower, if it's a very hot day, I will still get the tan sweats, and that's when I just pop a little bit more of this on, especially under like your armpits or anywhere that you get sweaty, back of the knees. You are good to go. The other great thing about this is it has a very subtle shimmer to it, so it's actually going to make the skin look really, really beautiful. It just has a, can you see how that just has a very slight shimmer? So that is one of the great things about the Tansy Fairy Dust Drying Powder, is that it just means you can chuck your clothes right on over the top of your tan, freshly done. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for it to dry. You don't have to worry about the tan sweats. You can just pop on your tan, pop on the Fairy Dust Powder, and you're good to go. And for those of you vegans out there, you will be very pleased to hear it is vegan friendly, it's talc free, and it is also made from cosmetic grade ingredients, which means if you're in a pinch, you can even use this as a setting powder for your face when you're doing your makeup. Amazing, right? So good, so multi-purpose, I love it. So now that we have the tan done, we've got our fairy dust powder going. When it is time for bed, or even hanging out on the couch, chilling out, maybe you're winding down for the evening watching some Netflix or your favorite show, the worst thing that a tanner, and probably our partners as well, I know Harry probably hates it when I get tan everywhere. I know he hates it if I was to hug him with a fresh tan and it would transfer onto his clothing. Like, no, 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 no. I would be in big trouble. So thank God for fairy dust powder. But the other thing it transfers onto is our bed sheets. Am I right? Am I right? It's just literally the worst, especially if you're staying at like a friend's house or an Airbnb, or you're in a hotel, or even like Nana's house. It's just not a good look to wake up and have beautiful fresh sheets with like a big brown smudge stain on them. It really, do you know what I mean? It doesn't look good. That is where the Tansy comes in, and oh my God, you guys. It's just a game changer. It solves all your problems. You can go to Nana's house, you can you can go to your Airbnb, and you don't have to worry about getting tan all over the sheets, because it really can be quite embarrassing, especially if you're on an Airbnb, because sometimes you might lose your bond, or you have to pay an extra like cleaning fee to get the tan off the sheets. So this is where Tansy is an absolute lifesaver. So the Tansy comes in a couple of different colors, and it also comes in some different sizes, but I have the medium rose gold, and I just think it is so beautiful. I love rose gold, I love blush pinks, and it is everything I wanted and more. Okay, so how Tansy works is it comes in this cute little pouch, which is basically itself, so there's no extra packaging. The material is super, super lightweight, which again is fantastic for traveling, so you can take it with you anywhere that you go and ensure that you're not going to get tan all over your sheets. It is essentially like a little sleeping bag slip for the bed that you can slip into and ensure that whatever tan is going to come off, if some is going to come off onto this, at least it's going to go onto the Tansy and not your nice clean sheets. And trust me, you guys, I have woken up before. I've tanned, I've fallen asleep, and somehow my sheets have crumpled up into a ball and I've like slipped on them. I've woken up and the next day I had literal like crease lines from my sheet in my arm that had like come off, and it had left these white streaky bits all over my arm. It was not a good day for me. But now we can avoid that. Now that we are using Tansy, we are tanning smarter with Tansy. It also has a built-in pillowcase for your pillow, so you can just slip your pillow right into the casing and that is going to protect your pillow as well. The other great thing about the pillow slip is if you have styled or blow dried hair, maybe it's the night before an event and you've just had your hair done, you know that you're going to get the most out of that blow dry because the slippery silky material of the tansy on your pillow slip is going to mean that your hair will slip around more easily on a silky finish and really help the longevity of your blow dry. Like I said before, these come in many different sizes, so they're super roomy, super comfortable. You don't feel restricted in them whatsoever. You can always go a size up if you're one to kick around in the sheets a little bit more. You can get the larger size, but I think the medium is absolutely perfect and it honestly does not feel restricting at all. The other great thing about having a super lightweight, super breathable material is that if you are in a warmer climate, I often when I talk about these tan sweats, often it'll be like at night, I'm trying to sleep, it's super hot and the sheets are just not doing it for me, and that's usually when I'll kick a leg out of my sheet, I'll be like tossing and turning, and that's when I ruin my tan. So to be able to have something like this, which is really breathable, super lightweight, I'm not going to get too hot in the night and start kicking around and ruin my tan. I have heard of some people just using old bed sheets when they tan, but honestly, that's not always a great idea because you still want to use your nice sheets. I know I have Harry still in the bed, so he still wants his nice sheets. So basically, when I use the tansy, I just know that I'm not going to have any streaks on my tan. I'm not going to have dirty bed sheets in the morning. And I know that it's going to be nice and breathable. I'm not going to get too hot in the night and start kicking around like a crazy person. Alrighty you guys, so that concludes my tricks and tips to a perfect, flawless self-tan. And if you are a big self-tanner like I am, I 100% recommend checking out Tansy. It just changes up your routine for the better and just makes your life so much easier. So I highly recommend checking them out. If you guys do want to try out Tansy for yourself, you can use my code Chelsea15. That is going to get you 15% off your order. Alright you guys, so that is it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please give me a big thumbs up if you did. I hope you guys have an awesome day and I will see you in my next video, if not sooner.